I built a business that let me quit my job, spend more time with my family, and earn almost 3 times what I was earning in my corporate job. And the funny part is that it didn't start with this huge plan or a big course or a ginormous team. It started with 5 Post-it notes that are stuck to my iMac. These 5 reminders have shaped every decision that I've made, from launching my first offer to saying no to shiny objects. They kept me focused, grounded, and moving when I wanted to quit. And trust me, I wanted to quit a lot. I'll show you what each one says, why it matters, and how you can use it for your own business. And by the end of this video, you'll walk away with 5 questions or mantras you could stick to your wall today so you could stop overthinking and build something real. I'm going to break down each one of these 5 sticky notes, what it says, how I use it, and how it applies to you, whether you're starting from scratch or you're already in motion. All right, let's dive in. The first one is, what is the biggest bottleneck in my business right now? This used to say, what is the biggest bottleneck in my life right now? But that was before I launched my first business. Now that I'm in business, I switched it. What is the biggest bottleneck in my business right now? And you can use either one depending on where you're at in your journey. But what this means to me is I'm always looking at where I'm stuck in my business. How can I make it move forward? Because you're always feeling some level of stuckness, if that's even a word. And I'm constantly reminding myself of it, because we do become complacent and we do start doing the things that make us feel comfortable and that we like to do. And you always have to be looking to solve the more challenging problems, because that's how you level up. So I'm always just thinking, okay, what's the roadblock in front of me? What's the brick wall that I need to break through? Like, what's the big problem that if I solve this, I'll make more money and I'll get closer to my goals? And if you're not in business and you're trying to get into business and you haven't even started yet, think about that. What is the biggest thing that I can solve right now? Like, what is the challenge of why I can't seem to get any traction or move forward? Really, really powerful Post-it note. The second one says, rejection is necessary to achieve success. And I love this one, and it's so true, because you are always going to avoid failure and pain. Like, we're built that way. We don't want to be rejected. Nobody likes it, but in business, it is required and it will happen. You will be told no in business way more than you will be said yes to. It's just the way that it works. And all of those no's are learning lessons, get you one step closer to a yes. And I just like to make a lot of sports references, and I think about baseball, Major League Baseball. Like, these guys are getting paid millions of dollars to fail 70% of the time. Like, a 300 batting average is a great batting average. You're failing 7 out of 10 times. So you're getting told no way more than you're getting told yes. And that's the mindset that you just need to adopt in business, and embrace that and understand that these no's, people that are saying no to you, or not getting on your email list, or not buying your product, or not hiring you as their coach, or whatever your product or service is, like, you just can't take it personally. The majority of the time, it doesn't have anything to do with you. That individual is simply not ready for the value that you're providing at this stage in their life. And that's totally okay. You move on to the next person with the same level of enthusiasm as you did with the last one. And maybe that person who's saying no now might be ready 3, 6, 9 months down the line. You've just got to keep going and do your best not to take it personal. The third one is, commitment is the elimination of alternatives. And I didn't come up with this one. I got this from Alex Hormozy, and I absolutely love it. I teach it to my clients all the time, and it is definitely an iMac worthy Post-it note. And it reminds me of this very, very simple thing. There's a bunch of stuff that I could be doing. I'm a coach. I teach people how to launch online businesses using the skills and the knowledge that they already have. There's a lot of other things that I'm interested in. There's a lot of other things that I could be doing, but I can't do all of them and serve my audience as well as I can if I'm just doing this one thing. That was a very difficult concept for me to grasp. And something that took me years to figure out. So even though I know beyond the shadow of any doubt, especially now that I've had success, that I could probably look at 3 to 4 different other businesses right now and dominate them, I'm going to dominate this business that I'm in right now. And I'm committed to it by eliminating the other 3 to 4 shiny objects. And if you can do that, if you can master that and eliminate the alternatives, and to add on to this, focus is measured by the number of times that you say no, also from Alex as well. But this has really sat with me because it's so true. One thing, if you try to chase 2 rabbits, they're both going to get away. If you try to chase 3 or 4 side hustles, they're all going to get away from you. And the person who is fully committed on the one idea and the one thing and just lets all the other stuff go, they are going to win every single time, and it's not even going to be close. Eliminate alternatives, decide, commit, focus, one thing at a time. The 4th post-it note says, who am I becoming? Vision to me is really important. Who do I want to be? Like, who is the person I'm trying to become? And this post-it note has evolved for me over the years because I used to really focus a lot on my 5 and 10 year vision. And my vision has become shorter now. It's like, who do I want to be today? But I also still know that I want to be better in all areas of in my life. And most people do. Like, most of us aren't trying to get worse. We're trying to get better. So I always think about that when I'm making decisions. Like, would the best Brian that I'm trying to become from a business standpoint, from a wealth standpoint, from a health and fitness standpoint, from a relationship standpoint, would he make this decision right now? Would he do this? Would the future version of me do this? And it's really helped me to kind of check myself, because a lot of the times we make decisions and it doesn't align with who we are trying to become. So define who you are trying to become, who you want to become, who you're working towards, and then make sure that you're checking yourself. Would the future version of me agree with this decision? And that'll help you. The last one, the last post-it note on my iMac is what we believe is our reality. What this means to me is, and the experience and the examples that I'm going to draw on here is, we all have certain things that are probably non-negotiable at this point in our lives. Like, we believe them to be true either because we've heard it over and over for decades from our household, from our peer group. We've said it to ourselves, like, I'm not good at this, or I can't do this, or that won't work for me, or money is the root of all evil, or all evil. Like, whatever the terminology that you've been conditioned, go to school, get a job, get good grades, all that stuff. Like, you believe that to be true. And if you're putting these limiting beliefs on yourself and you're telling yourself that you can or can't do something, usually it comes from a place of lack. Like, I'm not good at sales, or I'm not someone who would be good at creating content. And likely those are situations where you're just projecting and you haven't actually tried to do it. That becomes your reality. Your words matter. And if you believe that to be true, if you can accept the fact that, hey, I've told myself this for so long that I believe it to be true, or it's been fed to me for so long that I believe it to be true, and that is now your reality, and that is also your roadblock, I want you to just think for 1 second and be open-minded. If you were to start speaking to yourself differently, or if you got around people who spoke differently and who didn't put those limitations on you, and you would not allow those limitations to be put on you, do you think that you could potentially rewire your thought process and that could become your new reality? Instead of saying, well, I'm not good at creating content, or I'm not good at showing my face, or I don't want to show my face, or I'm not good at sales, I could never do that. Well, maybe you could reframe it and say something to the effect of, well, I need to learn the skills to be better at sales. I've never created content before, but I'm willing to learn, and I do have good communication skills. It's something that I could get good at if I had put the reps in. And if you could start speaking in that way instead of just falling back on what the old brainwashing is, then that could become your new truth. So words matter. The people that you hang around with matter. Those are the 5 post-it notes. They've really helped me. I would be super interested to learn in the comments which one you found to be the best one and which one you might stick on your laptop or your iMac. Remember that the real estate on your laptop is really, really important, right? So put positive stuff there. Put the stuff there that you want to be reminded of, because a lot of the times we need to be reminded way more than we need to learn brand new things. We know what to do. We just need to be reminded. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.